How are you? Buenos dias, buenos dias. Welcome to my channel. This is my second introduction. My name is Ana Valdenegro and I live in Merced, California. And the main purpose of this live is that I have my followers, my friends on my YouTube, and I have it for so many years, but before I didn't have the time to make an introduction. I would just post my choreography or my live um, classes, but not having the time to sit down and introduce myself and show you guys who I am. I think it's very important because even that we promote Zumba fitness and all, I am the main um, product of my brand, right? And this is me. So my name is Ana Valdenegro. I live in Merced, California, the middle part of the state of California. It's in the middle, and I have a dancing studio. I just opened 11 months ago, and something inside in my soul told me just do it. And as a single parent, I was a little bit skeptical and scared to do this because as a single parent, you don't want to make risks, but I did it anyways. And I am here. So the main purpose is for me is my therapy, mental state, will my own personal well-being, and also to help others. As a woman, as a female, um, living in Mexico, and I've seen lots of things that happened before with my mother and my grandmother, knowing their story and the history of of the females in my family. Um, I decided to do this to heal our patterns of our lifestyle. I don't know how to explain this very well, but yes, I live in Merced, but I was born in Mexico, and then I came to the U.S. I live in Los Angeles. It was way before that. Was in the late 70s. That was way before we have all the Mexican immigrants. We did have Mexicans um, back in the day, but they were more like the native Mexicans, and they spoke English. They didn't speak too much Spanish. And then I went back to TJ when I was 8 years old. And my grandmother mentioned when I was young that I used to dance Mexican music. The We call it folklorico, so traditional dance, with my cousins. So that's how I became interested in dancing. And then in my rebel years, I listened to rock music and techno. And of course, back in the early 90s, hip hop was very trendy. And I became very interested in hip hop and freestyle dance. And yeah, so all my journey was dancing. So that's how I became a Zumba instructor. Um, as I mentioned, it was in the 2008 or 9. My first Zumba class was with Shana, this beautiful lady. She was a white lady, beautiful skin, beautiful face. And she played like three salsas. And I can, till today, she's still my mentor. She's still the best instructor out there. She quit Zumba. The reason why she quit Zumba because it's very tough. It was very tough for her because many other fellow instructors didn't like her because she's the queen of Zumba. That's my opinion. She's the queen of Zumba because she's a great dancer and a beautiful lady. And she quit because she couldn't take it no more because of all the criticism, even that she danced so beautifully. And she's still my mentor. Shana, if you ever get to watch this video, you are the queen of Zumba. And because of you, I became one because I was an introvert, very shy lady. I was going through a lot of things with emotions, and my confidence back in the day was not this confident like it is today. And I thank you so much for opening the doors for all of us to join, because it's been a great journey for me. And even that I have my YouTube channel for so many years, I I always screwed up in my routines. It was bad video, but they're still there. I was very, very shy to dance in public, and I was just try to dance and just because I didn't feel good about my self esteem. But now it's been many years, and I think that I healed a lot, and I feel more confident to open up and talk and explain who I am, because a lot of people follow me, but they don't know me. They don't know me. They don't know who I am. They see me dancing, this crazy lady, but they don't know who I am. And when I first started Zumba, yes, Shauna, she's the best. She's my mentor, and my second mentor is Tanya Bursley. She's from Zumba Fitness, but she quit many years ago. So yes, I am one of those people who go single, single, double. The Beto Shuffle, and that's me. I'm the old Zumba Fitness. So I feel proud. Before I didn't feel this proud because I used to study the videos and I follow the Zumba Fitness way and the queuing. I went to the Zumba convention, all this great stuff, and have all this great material. But I couldn't open and bond with my people, even though the class was full. Uh, People come and try to talk to me, and I was just closed my heart and my soul. I don't know why I did it, but I couldn't open up. I was very guarded, but I love doing it. And now finally I'm able to open up. I think it's a process of my healing. And this is the main reason why that I open my studio, is to help women, because just like what I went through, we all have traumas and our backgrounds are all different, but at the same time, we what we go through is very similar, right? But in different ways. But this is the way it is. And welcome. My name is Anna. I am Ultra Dance with Anna. I live in Merced. And please, if you see me, please follow me, and I will making more lives like this so we can talk, and I'm more. Hi, evolving Brianna. Hi, Brianna. Welcome. It's so nice, so nice. When I did my first live, this person says, she mentioned it was, I think it was a male say, well, nobody cares, but I know somebody will care, and they do care, because just like I care, of course, you will get that word out there. And I love helping people, and I truly do. And I don't do it just because I want to be rich or anything, because I really do have this passion for dancing. I had it for so many years. And the reason why I'm making these lives, because I know there's lots of young girls. I noticed that their self esteem is very low too, just like the way I used to have it. And they're very beautiful girls, and not all of them are overweight, but the majority are. And they're going through some issues with their lives, and I understand. And today is the day that we can make that change. It takes time, but we can heal as girls, right? And the means for me is very, very important to help. And please, if you see me in person, don't be shy and come and talk to me. I'm open ears. And of course, I heal through dance, and that's how uh I do this, and I helped. And it feels good when someone comes up to you and say, "Thank you so much. Great class," or "You helped me so much." And that's what matters to me. It's not about me getting credit, oh, cuz I'm this popular. No. No, it's not me. It doesn't go with my personality. I think with my life, it was enough to build confidence on my own. and many of us go through all these things. So this is why I having this life. And I started in 2010. I started as a sub. Well, you know what? I started as a sub at the Merced College. Yes. All right. Answers will as a chat. Cool fact, Oh, I think YouTube wants me to do this. To start questions and answers, I think. Okay, I'm still new with this YouTube thing. But it's good to know, it's good to learn. We're all in this together. And like I said, I first started as a sub. I was going to Shana's class and I fell in love with it, and I have no regrets. No regrets. I remember doing her class. I couldn't dance salsa. I couldn't dance merengue. I couldn't dance cumbia. I was so stiff, and but I did it, and I love the hip hop because I'm very familiar with the hip hop movements, and so that was a good thing that I learned from Shana. And then one day, I think she was getting burned out because she was the only one teaching her classes at In Shape Gym, and I think more job opportunities were open up to her. So she was asking who was interested in teaching Zumba fitness. So I raised my hand and I said, I do. I don't know why I did it. I was overweight. I was very shy. The women look at me like if I was crazy because I was in a hot mess with my self esteem. And I did it. I got certified. She explained a little bit to me. And my manager, Kim, she was the fitness manager for Atwater Merced, the town where I live. And she said, "Well, I hire you immediately." And I was like, "What? You are going to hire me this immediately?" And I was feeling so overwhelmed because I didn't have the confidence, I didn't have the self esteem, I didn't even have the movement. And I'm like, "How am I supposed to do this when?" Well, I raised my hand, and inside my head I was feeling this doubt, this great black shadow over me. And it was something that I want to come out of the box, but at the same time I was going to this printing company, going to work, working 12 hours, and being a mother, a single parent, and having all this responsibility over my shoulders. And so I just decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to practice. And I was living in the second floor of my apartment, and I couldn't practice because I was upstairs. And newer apartments, they have thin walls, but I was trying to be as quiet. And yeah, and that's how I did it. Practice, practice, practice. Then I start losing weight. Then finally, I came to the manager because she kept asking me, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And I was still going to her class, lifting weights and practicing my routines. And finally, one day I came and I said, "Yes, I am ready." And I did it. I got certified first. It was me and another girl. Her name was Alejandra. And this girl, she was so aggressive. She was like ready to go. She was this beautiful girl, beautiful body, beautiful. She was like so perfect in her looks. And she was so aggressive. And she was like, "Well, you need to support me." And we got certified the same day. We share expenses for the gas and food. And we went all the way to Sacramento. We got certified with Joyce Smith. And we did it. And after she started immediately, and I went to her classes and she started working. And I didn't have that confidence like her because she was very outgoing. And then all of a sudden she started pushing me out of the way, like she didn't want me to get higher. For some reason she was like pushing me out of the way. And in my intentions with her was like, "Oh, you're gonna do this." I wish you the best, and I was going to her classes, supporting her, but she didn't support me. at all. So to make things short, so my confidence started crumbling. My life started crumbling. So I did it anyways. I still got certified, and the only thing that kept me going was my boss, Kim. I thank her. She kept asking me, "Are you ready?" And I say, "No, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready," because my confidence was torn down because of this girl. And but I did it, And once I got hired, my legs would shake, and my legs started shaking, and people were walking out because I didn't have my self esteem. I didn't have this confidence to keep doing this, right? And so I'm going to do part three of what truly happened. But this is what truly happened when I got certified. And they had a list. I the first time I subbed, it was at the Merced College. This instructor, her name was Lupi. Her and I, we were complete opposite. She was fitness, 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 dance, and I was more like Beto style dance, Zumba fitness, because I was studying the videos, and I went and stuff for her at the Merced College, and I'm so grateful that she opened the doors for me to practice, and even that we were not the same. She was like very fitness, and I was more dancing. So, but I'm still grateful, um, and that was how I started. And after that, I became a little bit more comfortable. Then I became a sub for Shana, the my main mentor. I became a sub. I didn't have a class. Alejandra had a class, and I didn't. And I had to prove myself, and I became a sub in Atwater. I started subbing for Shana. It was Fridays, and then she gave me the class after a couple months. I was only subbing, and because I was subbing, they already had a list in two cities to get me fired from the gym. It was mainly instructors. It was not cool what they were doing, but that's my story, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And I would go to Outwater, go sub, and they would just have the list like to get me fired because I was not good enough for them. And then I would go to Merced, and they had another list of names to try to get me fired too. And I didn't give up. I kept practicing. I lost tons of weight, and I was working on myself and my self esteem to do better. And that's how I just thought, if they fire me, they fire me. I have my main job, and I never heard anything from my boss. It was more like a hateful energy that they had against me. And I remember this lady, she would go inside the X room, and she would just pull the people out of the X room because it was getting full, like I was only subbing, and they were just getting full. Every time I go sub, people were liking my classes. And this woman, she was like this main friend of one of the instructors, and she was making sure that people were not support me, making very, very sure of it. And she would just go inside and put the people and criticize me. And one day she was so angry, she comes out and says, "What is wrong with you? Why are you playing all that music?" I was playing like Zumba Mommy from Zumba Fitness, Tumba La Casa, from Zumba Fitness. If you are an instructor, I think you might be familiar with the old tracks. I was dancing Fuego, from Cumbia Kings, little things like that. And yeah, so they try to get me fired, and they were trying to collect all these signatures. And I just thought to myself, if I get fired, I will deserve it, and maybe I'm not good enough. They'll be right. And I waited for my boss to fire me, and she never did. She came up to me, she just gave me high fives. She was happy, And then my classes started growing, and then I finally got my own class. And all of a sudden, it was so packed that people couldn't take a class because it was so full. And I didn't feel proud. I didn't feel good enough still, because I was still working with these instructors that they were bullying me. And then whenever we had a special event, they were they were always constantly criticizing me. We had an event, and it was, I did the warm up, and I was trying to encourage, like, oh, let's do the warm up. And this instructor, she comes, Alejandra, she comes and she goes, "You need to tuck in your belly." And we all have, after you become a mother, you have a little belly. And she didn't have any, because, like I said, she was this beautiful girl. She had perfect face, perfect body. And I don't have it. I still don't have a perfect body. And I think that's the main purpose of Zumba Fitness, is not so perfect people work with not so perfect students, right? And she was like, "Tuck in your belly," and yelling at me in front of the people. And so I didn't say much about it, and I was just holding it inside, like, okay. And we will go to Shauna's house, and we have like a party events, like a social gathering thing. And she was constantly criticizing me, like saying, why you don't know the choreography of this song. You can't do this right. And she was like a mother, she was mothering me. And I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed, to the point that I just, one day, I told her, um I just ignore her. I just say, what, I truly appreciate if you got something to say to me, can you please tell me, um not in front of the members. Can you tell me privately? I would truly appreciate that. And I was still kind with her, but I was getting very frustrated and angry, because that's when I felt that I was being disrespected, just for being myself. And I walked away, and I gave her the cold shoulder. And that was it. That's all I say. And after that, she gave me hell, 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 for years and years and years. Try to destroy my reputation. But and that's okay, including with my personal life. It got so bad. But all these years that went by, sometimes there's tests in your life that you have to learn. All these tests, when you have bullies, when you love doing Zumba, and you have bullies trying to get you out and lose your job. And I felt that, what, I'm a single parent. I have to support my son. And the printing company was on crisis. We were getting less hours. We were working 8 hours, or not at all, working 20 hours a week. And I'm a parent, you got to feed your children. And I just, this fire, my soul was telling me, what, you got to fight. You got to fight and prove yourself that you can do this job. And that's what I did. I did just ignore it and kept working on myself. And like I mentioned, I didn't speak a word, because I always been this reserved person. I couldn't open up to people, for the same reason, because you kind of like shut yourself, like you don't want to get into trouble, but you want to do the job, so you keep your mouth shut. Well, that was me. I did all these years, kept my mouth shut, and I was just working on myself, working, and that's how I did it, you know, all these years. So we're gonna have a number three. So right now, thank you so much for watching, and I truly appreciate you listening to me. And give me a like and follow me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays. Bye.